Hello everyone, this is Martin. Welcome back to another weekly video forecast as to what I see coming up for the week of March the 13th to the 17th. And it's going to be a very interesting week. I believe that the US currency basically is going to be taking a bit of a rest, especially in the short term, perhaps for the first part of this week. And that means all the major currency pairs will possibly be going sideways or retracing back or pulling back to the next support or resistance areas. And I believe the interesting pair this week will involve the euro dollar. The euro is leading the chart, so the euro USD could certainly prove to give you some really good pips for this week. So we're going to start with the very first currency pair. As always, we get to the euro USD on the daily chart. Okay, here's the Euro USD daily, and take a look here. Price has actually been going for a long time within a major channel. Here we have the upper resistance. Here we have the lower resistance. You can see drawn by the gray rectangles, and you can see price has basically come up. Just follow my mouse for just a second. It's come down, gone up, gone down, gone up, and I believe price is on its way higher. Price is certainly trending higher, and last week I drew two trend lines. Um, you can see this trend line, and price certainly did come up to this trend line. I believe once price goes a bit higher, it's going to go all the way back to the next resistance area. So you could certainly I would look at taking a buy trade if we think it's going to go higher above 106.65, 106.65. And also want to show you just really quickly now. Please note that this is the daily chart. I just want to switch to the weekly. Okay, you can see on the weekly, this weekly candle right here, this huge pin bar. You see the white bullish candle has a huge tail at the bottom, propelling price higher. So that's good indication that price is going to keep going higher. You can also see the MACD, the momentum bars are getting a little bit larger above the zero. I'm going to switch to the daily again. Price may go just a wee bit sideways at first, but I think price is going to go higher. And also, I want to show you the LEOD chart. For those of you can remember, that's the lazy end of day chart. Um, Take a look at this. This is almost a perfect setup. And with this setup, once price breaks above the upper yellow line, and the MACD is above zero, we're good to buy. You can buy right now or wait for a slight pullback and then buy. There's the target up here, which is basically the previous swing high here. So once the bar is cleared above the top yellow line, you're good to go. There isn't really any resistance in the area except for the previous swing high. So again, I want to show you this is a daily chart for the LEOD. Okay, now we get into the British pound USD. Wow, take a look at this. This is the price action as of the previous Friday. This red vertical line here shows you the candle close on the previous Friday. So this is Sunday, Monday. Started off with a bearish black candle Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, so we've had pretty well all last week was a down week. However, this is of importance. Take a look at the last two candles of last week, Thursday and Friday. There are two dojis, which represent a possible turning point. Right now, there's a good fight going on between the buyers and sellers. Sellers had been in control. Buyers are trying to prevent it from going a little bit lower, but ultimately the sellers may win. Price may certainly come back to the next support area, which is this gray rectangle. Take a look at the previous swing low here. So price in the meantime, though, could go a little bit higher. could retrace back up to the 8. This is the 8 EMA. Take a look at my arrow over here. So my bias is to the downside, but I would wait for a pullback first, higher to meet up with the 8 EMA, and then look for selling evidence to the downside. Okay, so that's what I see with the British pound USD. Now we get into the Australian dollar. Here's the Australian dollar daily chart. Now you can see with on Friday, last Friday, we had a big bullish white candle. Price after price bounced down all last week. It broke below the 50 SMA. Price broke below the 100. I mean, this whole area here of support is a major confluence of support. We had the break of the 50. We have the blue line here is the 100. The red line is the 200 SMA. The gray rectangle is a major area of support. So no, there wasn't any reason for price to keep going further. I mean, we expected kind of a bounce higher. It certainly did on Friday's candle. So I expect a little bit of sideways action, a little bit higher. Of particular importance is this. Note the 50 SMA is angling up. It's not angling down. It's not red. You can see as over here. Take a look at my cursor. Okay. So it's actually angling up. Price did manage to break below, but I believe price is going to go a little bit higher in the short term before possibly coming back down again. Okay, so that's what I want to point out to you. And if you want to take a sell, you would wait here for a break below 0.7470. 0.7470 if we believe price is going to go down lower. Okay. Let's take a look at gold for a second. Gold, you can see, also broke the 50. It had been in a downward spiral for a while now. It could go up a little bit higher, so there could be a wee bit of a pullback to this area right here. But then eventually, I believe that gold will come down a little bit lower. A little bit lower. How far? Possibly to this area right there. Okay. Um, but anyways, as gold is falling, so does the fortune of the Australian US dollar, and because they're highly correlated. So if the gold drops in price, then expect more downward pressure on the Australian dollar. Okay, so now we move on to the New Zealand USD. You can see here, certainly we've been trending a lot lower. I mean, wow, that's a huge drop. Okay, and this pair is really interesting. Go backwards in history. Take a look at this area right here. And you can see, look at that huge upward move, okay? And now we have a huge downward move. So again, the next support zone is right there, and then you can see obviously we had a bounce higher. So what does this mean? Well, in the short term, I believe price is going to go up higher once again. Take a look to the next resistance area right here, and I would be, if price is going to be coming back down further, then we certainly want to wait for price to go up first of all, and then look at selling opportunities. Let me take a look here. Up in this area right here. Okay, so that's what I think is going to happen there. US CAD, let's take a quick look. It's trending higher, but again, we're in a pullback. And as I mentioned with the theme of this week, the US currency is probably going to be taking a bit of a break. It's going to be probably trending, the US currency is going to be sideways, taking a rest before a continued move to the upside. So in the meantime, we can expect price to come back down here. And in a pullback, I would want to wait price to come back down and then wait for price to come back again above 133.50. Okay, so that's what I would be looking at, or a break completely above this area right here. And let me just quickly see what that is. Looking at above 135. 125.20 at least. 125.20 for a break to the upside. Now we get to oil, which and I always show oil because it's tied into the Canadian strength. Oil has been plummeting. We've now broken below the 200, so I believe oil is going to be coming down further. However, there may be a slight pullback first and then look for further evidence to the downside. If that happens, then of course that's going to um, allow the Canadian dollar to weaken still further against the US dollar. Okay, now we get to the US Swiss franc. This is interesting because it's been grinding up higher slowly. You can see up, down, up, down, up, down in this wedge, in this bullish kind of wedge pattern here. I believe price in the short term is going to come back down just a wee bit, and you can look at buying above the 10050 area, so waiting for price to come down to meet up with the 100 and also the 50 SMA. Here's an area of major confluence, or you can just wait for price to go higher, and then you want to buy above 10140 right there. If we believe price is going to go high, well, if price turns around, it certainly will go higher. And where will it go? Obviously, I think to the upper trend line that you see right there. Okay, so that's what I see with the US Swiss franc. We are in an overall bullish channel. My bias is to the upside, but wait again for price to come down just a wee bit. Okay, and finally we get to the US Japanese yen. Again, you can see price last week, since the end of last Friday with this red vertical line, price has climbed up higher, and this was a good pair to get into a trade early. You could have made a lot of pips there, but anyways, we've now had a bounce back off. Bounce back off the high. I believe price is going to come down a bit lower to meet up with the 50 right here. You can always look for better entries on shorter time frame charts like the H4 chart, like the 4-hour chart or the 1-hour chart if you're more of an intraday player. But I do expect price to go higher. My bias is to the upside. Um, and what we want to do then is buy above 114.50. Okay, so right now price is coming down. The candle on last Friday is bearish, so we just wait for a turnaround and buy above 114.50. Also, I want to on this one show you the LEOD chart, which right here, and you can see there's a perfect setup forming right here. Price actually broke on last Wednesday with this white bearish candle. You see that right there? It broke above the upper yellow line and also the 50 right there. If you would have gotten in at a trade right there, you would have made over 100 pips already. But now just wait for price to come down a bit, then look for further evidence to the upside. Take a look at the MACD below where my cursor is. You can see we are trending higher. There's momentum to the upside. That's really good. So where will it go? Well, at least look to the next previous swing high at the left here. Okay, so that is what I see for this week. Be careful trading. Always wait for further evidence. But um, again, getting back to my original theme for this week, the euro is leading the charge. There could be some pretty good pips in the making there if you follow this pair. The other major pairs are basically either going sideways or pulling back first. Then the trend may continue later on this week. So just be aware of all of that. And for any one of you the new subscribers or brand new students, if you want any further information, you can take a look right here. If you want any further information on any of my courses and learning materials, well, certainly contact Martin. That's me. MSKYJ007 Nothing fancy about that, just an email address. Give me a shout. Let me know how you're doing, and fellow traders. Let me know how you're doing. As always, always willing to listen. If you have any questions, feel free to send them in to me. I'll get them answers as soon as I can. So take care, everyone, and happy trading.